Jai Anilo Premadano Karma Kacho
Comes from the verb drift. And the question, the Darshan, normally we think that we are looking at the Lord. Just like we say, we'll go for Darshan. But normally Darshan means that you think it means you're seeing that person. But actually is that the person should see us. Because what can we see? How much can a conditioned soul see? But Krishna can see. We cannot see. Therefore we say, Om Abhyana Tumanandasya Janamandana Savakaya Chaksu Umilitam Dina Sasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. My spiritual master opened my eyes, which were shut tight with the darkness of ignorance. So the Guru gives us the ability to see. So he sees, and by his seeing, we see. Just like it says that the Lord, it's described that the sun and the moon are the eyes of the Lord. When the sun rose, then the Supreme Lord saw. By the Supreme Lord seeing, the whole world could see. So first Krishna has to see, or first Guru sees. Then we can sleep. Oh, Well, here we sit. Let's see, anyone have any questions? I think this has been a very memorable visit because of the association of the Prabhus. Come along. All of the Prabhus will come along. And, I think that we should always come together like this.
I had a question to the Fijian devotees. They thought we should go back.
That was yes.
No, we shouldn't come back?
Should.
Should come back.
Hey, so no one
Should come back.
Yeah, they're just hungry and they're tired. Okay. That's enough. Okay. You know what we need in this room? Jairam, where's your fan? The problem that your authority there, meaning the temple president, has told him something. And he has a slightly different opinion than the temple president. So he's asking what I think. Now, this puts me in a very difficult position when you write. See, I didn't answer your letter because the nature of your questions required that I might have to contradict your temple president, which I don't want to do. So, I will now speak. In the Catholic Church, the Pope can speak. It's called ex cathedra. When he speaks ex cathedra, it means that God is directly speaking through him. And the popes have only invoked this twice, both in regard to Mother Mary. They rarely invoke this because it's such a heavy thing, because once they do this, if later on a pope points to things otherwise than what that pope thought, it means it's a big problem. Now, the difference is that the guru, by the very definition, is ex cathedra. He's the bi-immediate between God. So I will now not speak. I'm not going to speak. I'm not claiming to speak ex cathedra. In other words, what I'm going to answer is my own. We're going to have a discussion. Rather, I'll say that. We're going to now have a discussion about your question. And as such, it's just an open discussion without any final conclusion. So whether, we may or may not contradict either you or your temple president, but we have a right to discuss it. We're just discussing. And you can draw your own conclusions from the discussion. So your question is whether you should just do book distribution, or should you do book distribution and Harinam and Prasadam distribution? Am I right? Or just Harinam book and Prasadam? Well, I would be in favor of all three.
Having the book distribution, the saying funny that he's asking that person because he requires that to remain completely enthusiastic. So he didn't ask that question properly to this temple president. What he should have said is, I really like book distribution, but I'm not completely mentally absorbed just on the books. And I need to have a change every so often to do some child distribution so I can speak and preach this way. And sometimes I want to chant so I can just let everything out. So then I want to come back and do some books.
How's that sound? Huh? Is he analyzing the problem correctly? Huh? He says you didn't say it properly to the temple president. That's why you got the answer you got. Does that sound right?
Probably, yes.
Well, he's not the temple president going to tell you what he needs and what's necessary for the temple, and what's necessary for to make the temple grow. And he sees one way, but the person that's doing what he needs done has to be considered. So, in order to, he may not be able to get that 100% that way the way he wants, but if you can expand and create the same results that you're getting with more people, and you keep yourself alive, and then both parties are satisfied. You have to stay alive, and otherwise he will have no contribution at all. So he has to have you at full strength to do contribution, whatever he can get out of you. He has to also get his desires fulfilled for us, having a certain amount of squad, etc.
I mean, I did sort of try and reason with him to say that my feeling is that, you know, by doing Harinam, so
But the real fact is I couldn't answer those because you can't pose questions like this. Because you have to realize that by my answering those questions, if it brings me into a conflict with temple authority, it undermines his authority. Does that make sense, Guru? Huh? Yeah. I like to support the temple president, not undermine. He is part of it. And there's a few more. A few more grow up and then they fade out. He is the only part, basically, year after year.
That's fading out of the public now. That fading out. I just thank you for years. That fading out means they're not down. You need a down program. Nobody's going to mention it. That is right. It needs more than anything to keep.
Tomorrow morning I will get up and go to No, I will be going to okay, we can talk about it. I will be going to do a PhD at Cambridge University. And I have proposed for the thesis something that will involve Prabhupada and his books. So hopefully I will be absorbed for 3 years, somehow reading those books. However, when I finally write the book, the dissertation, it will probably be in language that none of you will find very either comprehensible or interesting. Because one of the main things in learning and getting a PhD is that you have to demonstrate that you can speak in a way that no one but another PhD can understand. That's good. Probably what we will do in England is Cambridge is a very old town. It's very old, about 1,000 years old. Older than Suva. That doesn't take much to be older than Suva. How old is this city? About 100 years? Well, Cambridge is much older than that. And probably I will see Guru Kripa's brother there. Anyway, we'll see about that. And I will rent a house there, and I have some disciples, one husband and wife, who will live there also. They'll probably get another place right next door. And they will keep a guest room. And anybody who wants to can come and spend time there and help serve me there. If you can get up the airfare and get the visa. Is that very easy? No. Now we like any good cooks from Fiji want to come. But I think that the English government will suspect that you are trying to migrate. So they may not even give you the visa. Huh? Okay, I'm happy. You just have to, Radha Charan is coordinating. And if you get his email address, you can write him and he will put you in a slot. Because there are already some people who are, already there are some people who are in line to do this. So there'll be a guest room there. And there will always be a third person, a guest, who helps to do service. They can stay for a week, 2 weeks, like that. And I will be reading all day long. And I'll probably do a little preaching. And that the semesters go, there's about 8 months of the year. Like October, well from here I will go back to America for a week to have another Vyasa Puja, Texas style. And then from there I'll fly to Hong Kong and go to north of Hong Kong. What's north of Hong Kong? You don't know what's north of Hong Kong. Yeah, China. We'll visit all cities there. Then to the Philippines. I will go to Taiwan first, the Vyasa Puja Day. And then I will go to Vrindavan and be there for Radhastami. Then I'll go to Israel. And from Israel to Italy. And then to the UK. And the school is from October, November, and most of December. Then I have about 3 weeks off and I have to decide where I will go. You're all smiling.
Back to Fiji. Yes.
You know, I remember when someone wrote Srila Prabhupada, Govinda Dasi, wrote Prabhupada a letter saying it is now mango season in Hawaii. So Prabhupada flew to Hawaii. And then Prabhupada sent me a letter that Govinda Dasi lied to me. The mangoes are not ripe yet. So he said, so I'm coming back immediately. So I will get a few weeks off, but I have to see where I will go in those few weeks. I don't know. I have to think about that. I haven't made the plan yet. Then the school again for 2.5 months, and then I get another 3 weeks. It's a tri-semester, 3 semesters in a year. Then I get another 3 weeks off. And then I have to go again. And it goes all the way till the end of June. About June 25th is the last day of school. I have no classes, no exams, it's just myself and one professor, and I write a dissertation for 3 years. There's no class. myself and the professor. He's a European professor with an Indian wife. And he's born in Bengal. And his specialty is Vaishnavism.
Jay.
Well, it is more difficult because he's more knowledgeable. He's a very strong and good person. He's a real well-known person in the field. And he's very friendly to our movement. He knows many of, some of our devotees well. I've met him already. Oh yeah, very nice. Well, I don't think it's a question like that. I mean, the professor has to see that you become qualified and capable. So it's like, he doesn't have any reason to make it difficult. He wants to make sure that you become qualified. Huh? I'm sure you don't put me. You don't put the professor. Well, I mean, I did put Dr. Cleaver. Great, Dr. Cleaver worked very, very hard. He said he never met any student that that he invested so much in or that rewarded him back so much. Dr. Cleaver. Anyway, so then I will go to the Vyas Puja in Houston, and it will be very interesting because Dr. Cleaver will be there and give a very interesting lecture, I'm sure. And this time my mother is coming there. Shamsuna and Chaitanya has invited my mother to come. My mother visited Vrindavan recently. I think that's amazing to do. Because even when I try to get her to chant Hare Krishna, she won't chant. But she spent 2 weeks in Vrindavan. She did Govardhan Parikram, Radhakram Parikrama. So she's getting purified. So, and also my brother will be there with his family. He's there at the Devotees. They chant their rounds, follow our principles. The whole family, very nice Devotees. He's very, very nice. Very humble devotee. He's a professor, actually. English professor. So it will be an unusual Vyasa Puja. And my godbrother from England and his wife, Dhananjay, will be there. Because his daughter is going to take initiation. So it will be an unusual Vyasa Puja. So, is that enough?
Fine by me.
Yeah. Pala Gopala. Yeah. Yeah, they will be. They'll be in Houston on the 12th. Did you know that? Simpson? Where are they going to stay?
We're going to a house.
Very good. They wanted to ask, they were talking about having a party for me. Someone wrote me and said they were going to have it in the house of there. But why? Why wouldn't they not have it in Chakradhar's house? Huh? So huge. This one, the devotee built a house, it's like a temple, isn't it? How high is the ceiling? 40-foot height ceiling. And that's not like this type of ceiling. This flat ceiling. 40-foot high. How big is that room? 40 foot means nearly 15 meters high ceiling. How big? What's the size of that room? Oh no, much bigger. All right, maybe at least twice as big as this whole area. Just one room that's sitting in. Huge. How many rooms? 10 rooms? Five rooms on the upstairs. But he somehow made this huge hall. What was his idea?
I think originally he was planning to build a small one, but then he had the porch on the back, and architect said that I'm going to give you free of charge that much. So he extended the porch into the
Some other idea? Any topic that interests you? Gita Kirti, some suggestions?
How, since we know that in this point the spiritual masters, they come a little step down. And you ask us that, how do you know that one spiritual master won't go through that or won't take that path?
How do you know it?
How do you know? It seems that some.
Is that a question in people's minds?
No, it's actually sometimes we discuss with the other people. They start.
Oh. He says sometimes outside people may ask that sometimes we hear that gurus leave their position. So how do we know that that won't happen with your spiritual? Because my God brothers won't allow that to happen. That's one thing. My disciples will not allow that to happen, and Prabhupada won't allow that to happen. I depend on Prabhupada and my God brothers and God sisters and all my disciples. Just like today, when you were all speaking and when they were all you were offering garlands, I was just thinking how I must never ever disappoint any of you. I felt so strongly, that I think it's like this. My relationship with you is just like some of you have children. So, if the question is, if someone says to Rishikesh or to Haripriya, how do you know that your father and mother won't disappoint you? Now think about this question. Imagine if another, here. Supposing that some friend of theirs at school, the same age as them, that person's father and mother have a divorce, right? Or the father, let's say, became a drunk, drinking too much grog, and left, and went away, and left the mother with the child. So that child now is Haripriya's friend. And she says to Haripriya, you know what happened to me? My father drank so much grog, and then he ran off with some other woman. And I'm so unhappy. How do you know that your father won't do this? Now what will Haripriya say? Do you think so? I don't think Haripriya can think that way.
No, what I'm saying is it's not an devotional behavior. But when you look at a common materialistic person, but these two have met together. That's the only point that we try to.
No, but my point is different. I think that Haripriya cannot imagine this question. This question is such that she cannot imagine she cannot imagine that you would ever do that. She can't entertain. That means she cannot, that question cannot sit in her mind. That's the fact. It won't sit in her mind. She'll just look at that person and be puzzled. Why? Because she has full faith in you. So a disciple that has full faith in the Guru cannot picture that question. They just can't grasp that question properly. Your daughter cannot grasp that. There is no reason for her to think this. If you were drinking grog sometimes, then the question would have relevance. So we have to see. In other words, at this point, there is no reason why someone here would think like that. Unless they don't have full faith. Unless by association with others, their faith is now shaken. But that is not due to any good fact or reason. There's no reason to think that way. And there's no more reason to think that way than for Hayapriya to think that you will leave her. Because so many fathers leave their families. I'm giving my answer in this type of way. That if you want to raise this question on the issue of the Guru, then why don't you raise this question that every child should now question their father, or doubt their father, or doubt their mother. And this is how I would answer that person. That if there's no history of the father drinking grog, there's no reason to think that this will happen. My father has been very loving to me. He has done everything a father should do. Why is this question coming? And I don't want to think about this question. In other words, I don't think this is a very good question to think about. I think that this type of question is very disturbing. And I don't think it's a very fair question.
Actually, I've gone through that situation.
The grog drinking question?
When she came to Fiji, so some of my friends were from Fiji. I said, I've got a merchandise supervisor who is a Fijian lady. Someone went to Darshan and said, your husband is going around with the merchandise supervisor. Now, always
a lady supervisor.
It's a lady supervisor. And I'm going out on the trade with her to check the job, how she's doing, whether she's doing the phone. And that particular moment, I went to my wife and said, Lakshmi, I've seen your husband going around with a Fijian lady. Just be careful because you have just made a man. So at that point of time, I only prayed to you and Krishna. You are the only safe control. But what happened was that Lakshmi just took it very cheaply. So she was taking the path of chanting and she was in the process of getting Krishna.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this to you today. We were walking outside. The Indian wife, by nature, is very, very, very faithful and chaste to her husband. And she will not like to think anything's wrong about her husband. So a disciple should be equally faithful and chaste, just like a wife is faithful and chaste to her husband. Disciples should be faithful and chaste to their Guru, and not entertain these thoughts. These thoughts are not actually to be considered. We did not have to think these things about Srila Prabhupada. Now, if someone says, well, that's the way the world is, there are some gurus who give up their position. But similarly, there are so many husbands that give up their wife, but still a chaste and faithful wife doesn't start thinking this way about their husband. They don't want to put this thought even in their mind. And a husband should act in such a way that the thought should not come in the wife's mind. Similarly, the guru should act in such a way not to give a disciple such a possible thought in the mind. I don't think so far I have acted in any way to put that thought in the mind. That's why I ask these people to speak who know me very well. Just like with Thurna, he first met me in 1975. That's 23 years ago. He was initiated in 79, 20 years ago. He's seen me for 20 years. Many people here even have been disciples for a long time. Since that long also. And I'm still doing the same thing. So, I think that I could be 75 years old, and if someone is not faithful or chaste, they could have a doubt. And then again, if someone is faithful, they won't have these thoughts. I appreciate it. I think the question is less a problem. The problem is that some people put these thoughts in the mind, but actually, otherwise, by nature, the disciple will not think like it. And you're not obliged to have to listen to that kind of discussion. It's just not. You're not supposed to hear that. Yeah, I don't think a woman, if someone starts to talk to her in a wrong way about her husband, she will just avoid such discussions. And if a person persists in such a topic, she'll avoid that person. Because she'll say, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this stuff. My guru is not like that, so why should I hear this?